Everything's almost done. So close.
I envy you.
You don't have to hear yourself over and over in the recording studio.
Fair enough. I would despise that. You're right.
I got used as a tempo.
um, Now, I'm not a musician, but isn't that a good thing? If you're that
No,
steady?
no. It wasn't that. It was just literally he just took me going, oh, and took the second of that and just turned that into the, oh. Fucking hell.
That sounds amusing.
Sounds amusing at first.
Yeah, at first.
How long have you had to listen to yourself saying "oh" for?
Uh, as many times as it took for the person to do their verse. Huh. And there were a lot of ask puns.
Of course, puns are the highest form of humor.
Mm-hmm.
I just found a Twitter account that solely posts D&D puns.
Of course.
It's my new favorite Twitter account. I love it so much. Anyhow, um, before we get too distracted, um, we have D&D to play. Very serious business.
Yay!
Alrighty. So, quick recap of what we did last session, guys.
What I have down is we got into the ward. We got some rest. Sadok decided to release the anima. Then
He
we
didn't
left
just
and
release
cleared the
it.
place of cultists.
Into himself.
He didn't just release it, he absorbed.
Look, everything's fine. I just need an exorcism. It's okay.
No, he needs a spiritual enema. We have decided this.
Spiritual anima is one way to look at it.
Exactly.
Don't remember if we actually left the place yet, though.
You have, in fact, not left the place. You are actually, you're still in the monastery for the moment. Whose map I should really unarchive. So yeah, so you have not actually left the monastery yet. I totaled out the number of bodies, by the way. There's 36 bodies in here. Mage downstairs included. Y'all killed a lot of shit. Yeah. So yes, you are still in the monastery. Sadok has absorbed the anima of somebody called the Betrayer, which cannot possibly go poorly. And you
Totally fine.
killed all but 6 of the guys who were here. So it is now an empty monastery occupied solely by you guys. What would you like to do?
I don't think we need another base of operations at this point, so I'm thinking leave before anyone else notices.
I'm fine
Yes.
with that.
Probably a reasonable idea. Alright, you want to leave back out the way you came in?
That's a good question. I think we want to sneak out is the thing.
Then Kristen will absolutely pass without trace.
All right. As soon as you decide which way you want to leave, you can pass without trace. Do you want me to go back to the Draya map and just point out where you guys went in and give you a quick reminder of what you did?
Please.
That would be
Okay.
handy.
So here's Draya. You guys climbed up part of the mountain and ended up entering in through this tower up here. If you can see my... Did I move you over? Yes, I did.
Yeah. And
Um,
see the arrow, so that tower there.
Yep. That one. So you climbed up part of the mountain and went up in through that. You were sneaking to get in.
I mean, the people in town didn't seem to be too happy with the cult, so
Yeah, but I want to leave before awkward questions get asked. Because we did just murderize a lot of people.
we murderized a lot of cultists.
Well, there were some Goliaths in there too.
Cultists? Goliaths can be cultists too. Racist.
God is a racist.
Oh, God. Please, no. All I need is for somebody to take that very out of context.
Welcome to my existential stream. My philosophical take.
Fair enough.
It's fine. I think I'm the only one watching my stream at the moment. It's good.
But yes, you murdered 36 people to be exact, within the confines of this monastery. So sneaking out is, and not wanting to answer awkward questions is an option.
Well, looking at the map, though, I don't see a good alternate way to sneak out, aside from making sure we don't climb down the same cliff.
Do we have, like, Featherfall or anything?
No.
I was gonna say we could just
I
go
do.
around to the seaside cliff and just Featherfall down. If we can
Oh, there you go.
send your parrot to the ship to have them come out and meet us.
Yeah, we could do that. Over by this little boat here.
Sure.
Actually,
All
once
right.
we get to the docks, we'll probably find it anyway.
Sure. Sure. So, I'm gonna ask you all to make stealth checks for me, and because Bauer is still here,
That's
I'm
without
going to
trace.
make one for him as well.
So it'll be a 36 for me.
Aw, only 33.
Oh. Whoops, I GM rolled that, but Bauer came out with a 24.
My God, roll 20. Why? Okay, hold on. Okay, maybe. Like, I just
But
want
why
a
is it
separate tab
always-
from my character sheet. What the fuck?
Flint, why is it always you who has the slow-ass character sheet? What have you done to your poor sheet?
I pop it out into a new tab so that it doesn't take over my entire screen for the stream, but... okay, apparently now it did it twice. Great.
Yep, so
And
you
that-
actually have the lowest of the lot. Bauer's sheet, for whatever reason, is set to roll to himself, but he rolled a 24 and a 29. So we have a 14, a 36, a 33, and a 24. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys managed to make it out unseen. Because there's no one in town who could beat a 36.
They might all be dead right now.
Because I think we get out of the monastery okay.
Yeah. Well, you went out to you were heading out of the monastery towards the seaside cliffs, right?
Right. And we didn't kill everyone in town. There are people there to see us.
There are
Obviously, it was
many
some weird
people.
cult thing. It was they were like that when we got there.
The whole idea of this is so you don't have to answer awkward questions.
Just plan
But yeah.
C.
You managed to make your way out of the. You managed to make your way out of the monastery through a couple of these small doors set into its walls and out towards the seaside cliffs. Just above you is a large tower reaching into the sky, couple small cottages, and the cliff leading down to the sea. You want to jump off the cliff?
Yep.
Out of curiosity, as we were wandering, does this island have any unique mushrooms or anything like that?
Make a herbalism kit check. I'm kind of assuming you have herbalism proficiency. Do you?
I do, but I don't have it listed as an actual proficiency thing.
Okay. It's just wisdom with proficiency.
Okay, so I'll just do one of my things for wisdom.
Sure.
I'll get there eventually. Fucking hell.
This is what you get when I have to come up with names on the spot. You do know that there is a type of mushroom on the island. Oh, don't worry about it. You do know that there's a type of mushroom on the island called a stone shroom, which is known to make those who eat it hardier and tougher.
I want to see if she could find some along the way and add it to her staff of different mushrooms and fungus.
You find a single stone shroom along your way towards the cliff.
Right.
But yeah, y'all can jump off the cliff, I guess.
Yep.
So you jump off the cliff. Does anybody yell anything as you jump off the cliff?
That would defeat the whole point of being stealthy.
I have a horrible feeling that Bauer would yell parkour while jumping off the cliff.
We'll tell him not to yell, so he'll end up whispering parkour.
I mean, as a side note, I love the notes that some of you guys leave in your sheets sometimes. Like how Bauer's listed personality trait is yell parkour while sneaking up on some people in a relevant situation. So I have to imagine that he would yell parkour in this situation. But you're basically feather falling down to the docks, so he.
So it's more like pop.
Bauer attempts to yell parkour as you are jumping off the cliff. Sadok, you
He gets to
cast
paw.
silence on him, and he gets a paw before he is abruptly cut off by the silence.
Those
for
creepy,
the best.
creepy, like, nocturnal birds on this island. Pah!
Of course. He looks at you a little bit annoyed that you cut him off like that, and does not say anything else as you fall gracefully towards the bottom of the cliff, and you land at the docks.
Okay.
As you
Find
land
the
at
ship.
the docks, a couple of the well, let's see if they do. Eh. One Goliath happens to look up as you are falling through the air, and gives a very odd look at the four of you as you land gracefully on the docks. He whispers to his friend, noting where you'd fallen from, but he doesn't say anything to you all.
Whatever. Go to the ship.
All right. You ignore the whispers and head off to the ship and set sail away from dry. So you cast off, avoiding any awkward questions from the people of Drya as you head back out onto the open ocean. There are a couple of sharks who are just making sure, helping you run the ship. And beyond that is just the four of you as you drift off, setting a course to wherever you are going next.
That's a good point. Do we have anywhere else to go before we head back?
We were planning on swinging up to Warrior's Rest. I don't remember if we were going to stop at Regilium for any reason, or if we already did Regilium.
You did not already do Regilium.
Okay, then I think the plan was to do Regilium, then Warrior's Rest, and then back to the Visherad.
Okay. Follows that toward.
All right, you're keeping the same. All right. Ignore that. So you have, call it 4 days travel up to from Drya to Regilium. Is there anything in particular you guys are doing during that time period? It's just you and I think 3 or 4 sharks who are helping you crew the boat.
What was in Regilium? Like, what was...
Diggeroy heard, when he was investigating in Enrin, heard rumors of cult activity there.
Then we should try to find out what sort of cult activity is going on down here.
So much cult.
So many cult. So many.
We should,
Well,
give our
36 fewer
condolences to
now.
them.
There sure shit are. You dealt a pretty hefty blow to them.
We just go up to them and tell them, sorry for your loss. What loss?
Oh, you
You
know.
haven't heard.
Sorry for your loss. What loss? Oh, this kind of loss. Stab. Alrighty. So yeah, you all get on the way to Regilium. Anything in particular you guys want to do while you are sailing up?
I'm deciding what I should teach the parrot to say.
This is truly a grave and onerous responsibility that cannot be undertaken lightly.
You need, okay, it needs to learn how to just do, let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies hit the floor! So good.
Alright, Digroy is trying to decide what to teach his parrot. Bauer will go train with the sharks a bit. Sadok, what are you doing? Anything in particular?
Yeah, nothing in particular.
Alright. Cristona, what are you up to?
Jenna would like to see if she can graft that stone shroom onto her staff.
Alright, make another herbalism check. Or just wisdom with proficiency. Or hell, while you're rolling, make 4 more of them.
Oh dear. You really want me to do that?
Well, it's gonna take a while for the first one to pop regardless. Let's just get it out of the way.
As soon as my sheet lets me actually touch it. There we go.
Cool.
And lets me click on the damn thing.
No rush. Digeroy, your parrot, whenever you say, for the time being, it doesn't know any, it doesn't have any set phrases, so whatever you say, it just mimics back to you in its parrot voice.
So for now, it's got a bunch of nautical commands.
Tighten the mizzen mast! Raise the topsails!
Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know how to sail.
Well, at least the mizzenmast does, in fact, have topsails.
Sure. That was entirely pilot. Yeah. Yeah, sure. You succeed, Flint.
Yay.
You now have a shroom grafted onto your staff with everything else.
New friends.
It grows and seems to make the other shrooms a bit more hardy.
Nice.
Alrighty. So, I've been about a day into your travel. Actually, Sadok, before I forget about this, I need you to make me 4 charisma saves.
Oh,
Ah,
dear.
here we go. It begins.
Oh, dear.
Thankfully, these start out very low and ramp up. Very, very low and ramp up. So, nothing happens yet.
Is there a Church of the Blessed Hands in Regilium?
There sure is.
Great.
Oh, this is gonna be.
How are you
This
going
should
to explain to them what happened?
So I may have just become like this
It's a
world's
good
version of the
question.
Antichrist. Can you deal with that?
I'm not the Antichrist. I just have a piece of the Antichrist in me.
Yeah, exactly.
The power of Atula compels you.
The power of Atula and Gamir compels you. Yes. Yeah. So, Sadok, over the course of your journey, you feel nothing different from your. You feel nothing different, except for almost a sense of something snoring in your head, like something sleeping in there.
Well, that's great.
They need to pay you for that in time. Like, I don't think you're a cheap in.
You should tell him that.
We do not think Sadok is cheap and he should pay.
So, about a day into your journeying, I'd like you all to please make perception checks for me. Okay, Flint, I'm just gonna proceed forward because Sadok's is
There it is! Ah!
Oh, shit, you even beat him. Alright. Sadok and Kristona, as you are looking out from the ship, enjoying the natural beauty of this place, you spot what looks to be a pink and yellow serpentine shape moving towards you in the water. Looks to be, call it 20, 30 feet long. And it is coming towards you quickly through the waves.
Just pointing at
Yeah.
a creature.
Would we have any chance of recognizing what this thing is?
Make a nature check.
I am not that kind of ranger.
You certainly are not.
Maybe? Maybe?
Is Kristona that kind of druid?
Come on. We'll see. Yes!
Kristona is that kind of druid.
Kristona is that kind of druid. Alright. So, Kristona, you know how in the north end of the map there's that little, you know how in the north end of the map there's that bit labeled the Nutongi Ocean?
Oh. The
I
thing
mentioned-
that all those coastal druids were talking about having to deal with.
Yep. The thing that the fucking ocean is named after.
It's a Nutongi?
You have a baby one coming towards your ship, which means you might survive.
Was it hostile or just curious?
It's unclear. It's coming towards you though.
Young Nutongi, still dangerous.
Oh, what now?
Serpent.
You said
Well-
new tongue?
You know what? Why don't I just show you guys what it looks like?
Well, fuck.
Thanks. I hate it.
I'm so glad. You'll probably hate it even more.
I'm assuming we should go ahead and drop ourselves on the boat and roll initiative.
Probably.
Mm.
The Nutangi bursts from the ocean and jumps onto your ship. The ship rocks slightly under its weight as it unfurls its claws and snaps them at you a little bit. And
Immediately,
it begins...
symbiotic entity goes, holy fuck.
That's not an unreasonable reaction to this thing. I know none of you speak the language it speaks.
I
It begins...
depends what language it speaks.
It speaks deep speech.
I do speak deep speech now.
Why do you speak deep speech?
Because I get a language associated with my greater favorite enemy.
Ah!
Favorite enemy?
You picked it up. Okay.
Does that make this thing an aberration?
This thing... You know what? Sure, it could be an aberration. I had it as a
now.
monstrosity, but sure, it's an aberration now.
Awesome.
It begins to click and whir at you in deep speech. Sadok, because you've just learned deep speech, deep speech through the powers of you being a ranger has apparently just magically manifested into your brain.
I mean,
Power of the Antichrist compels you.
Infernal and Abyssal, so I figure this is more of like a church training sort of thing.
Probably. That would make more sense.
What did Christona know about Nutangi?
Sorry?
What would you know about Nutangi?
Oh, so they have very large claws that they like to use to grapple things. They're extremely fast in the water. They're, yeah, Digeroy and Christona, you both know all these things. They're extremely fast in the water, but they're not exactly slow on land. They're hydrokinetic, so they're known to use spouts of water to move force their enemies to move where they want them to. They're also known to shoot extremely high pressure jets of water from their claws that actually burn and scald people because of how high pressure they are.
Thanks, I hate it.
I mean, shit, I just show you their character sheet. Oh, you also know they're vulnerable to lightning.
I'm glad I have call lightning.
They also have true sight.
So it's an oversized magical mantis shrimp.
That's literally what it looks like.
It also can see in like 8 or order of magnitude more colors than we can.
Yep. I'm so glad that you caught that.
I kind of was kind of thinking it too the moment. Like, it looks like a mantis shrimp.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Thanks, I hate it.
I mean, I've made sea monsters with like big gaping shark maws, and I've run literal krakens before. I wanted a different kind of sea monster. They seemed fitting.
No, this is good. What is it shouting at us though in deep speech?
Right. It is shouting in deep speech. Leave! Leave! This is my territory now! Nutangi are also intensely territorial. It is worth.
I guess I'll mention this to Christona.
I mean, we are technically in the process of leaving. We didn't stop or anything.
Yeah. I feel like this is the sort of thing that we should probably kill before it gets bigger, though.
There is that.
Druids dealing with larger versions north. Entire enclaves.
Yeah, I mean, like, not even just, like, the druid angle, but just, like, the we're sailors angle. It seems like we should do our civic duty and keep the seas safe.
Then
You think we can take it?
survival of fittest here.
I mean, it's a giant shrimp. How bad can it really be?
Gusto just like turns her head back to Sadok, tilts head slightly, looks back, and then just like that's when the symbiotic entity just activates.
I have a feeling we're about to find out.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and before we start fighting, bless everybody. I guess
All right,
we'll
sure.
include Bauer in that.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop Bauer on here because I balanced this thing for all four of you. And well, it'll be a
What could possibly go wrong?
what indeed. You even have two sharks with you.
Are they wearing red shirts, perchance?
No, the shark insignia is blue.
That's okay. It'll be red soon enough.
Oof.
Once it's covered in their blood.
Yeah, I believe it or not, I got that.
Or, you know, if it's boiling water, maybe it'll be like incredibly red and blistered skin.
Sure.
You are not good for morale, sir.
I mean,
I feel like
saying.
I'm getting a slight vibe of dumped charisma.
I mean, it's not my worst stat.
That's true. You did dump
Anyway.
strength. Anyhow, the Nutangi is standing at the bow of your ship, clicking and whirring in deep speech, still trying to persuade you to leave. It is beginning to take threatening steps towards you, its many legs chittering upon the.
I tell the two sharks to hold back. Don't engage in melee.
All right. I would like you all to please roll initiative. Oh boy.
Thanks, I hate it.
I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty constant refrain. Oof. Power. No. You've all long rested since your last encounter.
Yeah, I
as
ain't
well.
trying to fix that. My hit point section just completely disappeared from my character sheet. Thanks.
Oh, good. Righto. So, it's going to, it beats all of you in initiative. And it's going to skitter and chitter its way all the way to right in front of the sharks. And they're closest to it, and nobody's attacked him yet. So, it's going to make claw attacks at. Well, it's going to make a claw at the one shark and a bite at the And those will both hit. This shark is grappled. So the Nutangi lashes out with its claw and grabs the one shark in its claw and snaps at the other one with its beaky, simultaneously beaked and toothed mouth. And that will end its turn. Digoroy, you're up.
Okay. Jump down on the deck. And I'll attack it first.
A 13 will not hit it, unfortunately.
Have the parrot distract it for the second attack.
Sure. There you go. That'll hit him. You score first blood against this big.
Interesting. All right. Should have done this earlier, but bonus action. Hexblade's curse it.
Alrighty. Good stuff. So you Hexblades curse the bitch. Alrighty. The magic of your curse settles upon it, and it looks towards you, and it almost cocks its head as you do. It looks curious. Sadok, you're up.
Yep. Gonna go ahead and shoot its cocked head. All right, so this first shot, can't speak, will be with Dread Ambusher.
Alright.
That is definitely the opposite of first shit.
Crit.
So Dread Ambusher gets crit with it too, yep.
So it's 25, 30, 38. And then we'll go ahead and take our remaining 3 shots.
Fucking hell!
Holy shit, dude. So what do we got? 38.
Another
plus
23.
5, 20. 89 damage.
Yep.
Nice. It takes those hits from you, Sadok, and its head is no longer cocked inquisitively. It turns towards you, and its beady little shrimp eyes narrow as it stares at you.
Yeah, we'll get down from like this raised platform area and hide behind the wall.
Alright. At the end of your turn, it's going to take a legendary action. A spout of water sprouts from the back of the ship, pops up, and tries to force you towards it. I need you to make a strength save.
Oh. Believe in you.
Oof. That belief was misplaced. You are pushed 20 feet directly towards the Nudangi. So you end up in line with you take no damage, but you're pushed towards it. Kristona. You're up.
Okay. Kristona's just gonna, like, seeing that, and after what, the pretty bad blows that Sadok gave it, Kristona's going to interpose and hold up the staff and cast lightning on this thing.
Alright. Give me that call lightning.
Oh, lightning! I want to roll 20. Stop freezing on me!
It fails its dex save against it, so
I'll go through momentarily, hopefully.
nice.
Not bad.
All right. So, as it's trying to force Sadok towards it, Kristona, you interpose. You raise your staff. The mushrooms, newly strengthened by the stone shroom, are added to it. Rise up a little in expectation, and a bolt of lightning comes from above and strikes this fucker. For a solid. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I set his HP to 30 instead of subtracting 30.
Oh no! Oh no!
He takes a solid 30 damage from the. He takes a solid 30 damage.
Great. And then bonus action, just gonna shillelagh and stay right there.
So it is now the shark's turn. One of them is currently grappled by. He will fail to break free as his action. The other is going to try and make a pair of longsword attacks. He will. One of them will just miss as it moves out of the way. The other will clang off of its scaly. Bauer is going to hop this and head directly up into its face. And he's going to go to attack twice on this fucker. Nice. So Bauer gets a crit in as well to start things off. And gets a second hit in as well. Mage Crasher starts crackling. And your friend, the Nutongi, is looking a little bloodied, actually. He's starting to shed some pinkish liquid. So, Sadok,
Hi.
one of its claws is currently full with the shark that it's dangling. The other one, it's going to crook up, and then faster than your eye can follow, it's going to snap outwards and send a blast of water at you. I assume a 28 hits your armor class.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, I tried.
So you sure did. You sure tried. But even with half cover, that's still pretty sure that hit.
Yeah, I'll absorb at least some of the fire damage.
All right. Most of the damage, though, comes from the fact that there's just this torrent of water coming into you.
Yeah.
And it slams into you, and it hurts like a son of a bitch. That done, it's going to look to Diggeroy, who's at least pinked it, and it's going to slam down with its head, trying to bite. And I assume a 24 hits you, Diggeroy?
A 24 does hit.
Alrighty.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. And that is its turn. Diggeroy.
Okay, well, let's try this then.
Okay. Okay. It will fail its saving throw.
Which will also
Um,
provoke attacks of opportunity from everybody
It
adjacent
sure
to it.
does. So,
Mine isn't very impressive.
yes, yours is not so great. It skitters away from you as fast as it can. Bauer will make one as well. Which will hit. And he'll discharge 2 points of Mage Crasher into that as well. And a crackling boom fills the air as he hits it. And the shark there is going to make one as well. Which will miss. Just barely. Alrighty. So it is now 30 feet away from you guys. Alright. Solid.
Bonus action, I am going to inspire Sadok.
Alright.
Do that again.
I'm sure he could use it, all things considered.
Yeah.
Alright. Sadok, consider yourself inspired.
All right. I'm gonna shoot it again, obviously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright, those will all hit. We got 27, 26, 25, 70.
78.
Thing.
And then I'm gonna duck behind this wall again.
Alrighty. Probably a wise decision. It's looking pretty rough at this point, actually. You've done a lot of damage to it, and it wasn't quite expecting this. Kristona, you're up.
Yep. I'm trying to see it again. Okay, so it's all the way back there. Means it's too far away. So, well, guess. Call lightning again.
Alright. Alas. Oof. Even with its failed deck save, it's actually still alive.
Wow. Oh.
It's barely hanging on.
I wanted
but
to
it
do a
is-
cool thing, but it went too far away. Fuck that thing.
Hey, don't blame it. Diggeroy drove it away.
Thanks, Diggeroy.
Let's get it off the guy.
The one shark is going to head to his is going to head over to his buddy that the Nutangi dropped, and he's going to administer to his wounds and make sure he's okay. Bauer, I don't think can quite reach it, actually. Yeah, Bauer actually can't quite reach it. So he's just going to move forward as far as he. Which brings us to its turn. It's the dog.
Oh no.
Yep.
Turns out it can fire these water blasts a pretty long fucking way. So it's going to launch one of them at you. Wow.
Okay.
And because it has its other claw free, it's going to launch another one at you.
Less K.
Aw.
Yeah, even if I absorb that, I'm down.
Alrighty. That done. It is slightly out of range for attack of opportunity from Bauer, and it's gonna fucking skeeter away. It is badly beaten and bleeding, but it manages to haul itself over the side and vanish into the waves. Or, well, it does not immediately vanish into the waves. It falls and... How does it do for its stealth roll? It falls and flails around a lot once it's in the water.
You can run there as an action, so I'm going to try this.
Alright. I'm going to put it back onto the proper layer. Mm-hmm.
Fails to save, so
Hey, Digger Eye,
yeah.
describe how you'd like to do this.
Probably just as it's going off the edge. Something along the lines of, "Oh no, you don't." And then with a shout, a wave of energy flies towards it and just cracks and shatters its shell all the way up and down, making a hell of a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Peel shrimp.
Alrighty. You do exactly that. And the shattered corpse of the baby Nutongi falls partially over the rail of your ship. It's actually tilting it a little bit to one side, and partially still in your ship. But it is thoroughly dead.
And quick healing word for
Yeah.
Though actually, technically, I have to wait till next turn for that. So one of us does.
You're out of
Yeah, Krista
initiative.
gonna do it, yeah.
Monster's dead. You're out of initiative.
Just point a staff at Sudoku.
We should haul that thing up out of the water and carve it.
Yep.
This-
There's pulleys and cranes and stuff. Drag it onto the prow.
Yep. So you haul it up out of the water. It begins to drip blood. It begins to drip what looks like pinkish blood onto your beautiful ship deck.
Are they
Diggeroy,
edible?
with your... Sorry?
Are they edible?
No one's ever really tried. I was about to say, though, Diggeroy, with your background in sailing and your nature roll, you'd know pretty damn well that there is a sizable bounty on any Nutongi.
I'm assuming you don't need to bring the whole thing in for the bounty.
Nope, just the head.
Okay.
Do you want to try and eat the giant?
I want to investigate the possibility of eating it, but I'm not going to do so by shoving some in my face.
No, that's for Bauer to do.
Make
I will proceed to locate like a belaying axe to start taking the head off.
I
All right.
imagine we can do something with the claws too if they're powerful enough to withstand shooting water at that.
Do you want to
force.
try and harvest this thing?
Yeah, would any part of
Yes.
this work in like
Basically.
herbalism?
Go full fucking monster hunter on it?
Absolutely, yes. There would absolutely be some things of use for this in herbalism. Okay. So, it has the big fucking claws that it uses to shoot water. It's got the antennas on its head. It's got its whole long, shrimpy body. The head itself, you mostly need for. The actual head needs to be mostly intact for the bounty. But, like, its weird beak has teeth in it. You can pull those out. You can harvest its brain. And also, it's meat if you want to try eating it. Speaking of, Diggeroy, if you want to investigate the possibility of eating this thing, I'd like you to make a medicine check to see whether or not it's poisonous.
Eating an aberration.
Oh, hold on. I can help with medicine.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Shit's probably fine. You should try
Yeah,
it.
I mean, you don't see anything immediately poisonous about this. You are, however, reminded of past times when you are, however, reminded of past experiments where it may or may not be wise to eat aberrations. It can have unpredictable effects.
Look, we're already going to the church for one exorcism anyway. A second one's not that big of a deal. I'll say that in
Just
character.
blinking from Christona.
Does the rest of the party know about your absorption of the enema, Sadok?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
We already
mentioned
talked
it.
about me getting an exorcism.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
so I'm gonna have to call that not eatable.
Christona coming in hot with a 27 on medicine.
While still being
Christona,
surrounded by spliving spores that are also not good to eat.
Christona, you take a look at this aberration. You sniff at it and poke it a little with your staff. Cast a little druidic magic on it, and remember what you've been taught. And you figure eating some of its meat, raw at least, would be bad. Eating some of its meat cooked, could poison you, but it could also give you access to. It could also give you some of the Anutangi's abilities, some of its ability to control water, some of its redonkulous regeneration while it's submerged in water, and at least a little bit of its just raw strength. Potentially. There's if you were to be poisoned by it, you would be poisoned very badly.
We believe this would be what you would call a gamble.
Yeah, that's the word for it. But it sounds like there's a potion there.
Cooking is a type of potion making, we suppose.
Yeah, with some alchemical or potion making knowledge, you could probably reduce the chance of being horribly poisoned from this thing.
I don't have an herbalism kit, though.
I don't have that knowledge, so
Yeah. But there's a big fucking alchemy lab on, amongst other things that were left behind by the cult, is a whole tinkering shop set up, forge, and a alchemy lab. There is an alchemy lab on the Visherad. You'd need to find someone to fill it, but that's another story.
Garrett may also have more insight to potential harm or good. Ways to lessen risk.
good point.
That is a distinct possibility.
But to have it last that long may require magics. Protect meat from spoiling. I look back at Sadok for that.
Sorry, I missed that. For what?
Do you have gentle
Oh.
repose?
I do not. Is that a spell?
The cleric
Like
spell,
a
I
first
think.
level? Right, but like, is that a first level or is
I
that
think
a
it's a
cantrip?
second level.
I can't do second level cleric spells.
I think it's the second one.
I think it's
I
second.
am-
No, yeah, it's second level. It's a ritual.
I am not that good of a cleric.
He's the worst priest.
Well, we kind of noticed that him now being partly the Antichrist.
I am the shooty stabby kind of priest.
You sure are.
You're the Judas priest. You're that guy from Hellsing,
Anderson?
Anderson.
Oh, that makes me want to go watch Helsing Abridged again. But anyhow, y'all wanted to harvest stuff. I put a tentative list in chat. Is there anything else you guys want to look at harvesting? I got brain, heart, lungs, claws, legs, shrimp chassis, and meat. Oh, and antenna.
I mean, we were saying the blood was poisonous. Yes.
Didn't mention anything about blood,
Oh.
but the
Well, the
meat
meat was
is
poisonous.
the meat is potentially poisonous if you cook it up, and potentially awesome powers. Up to you guys, though.
I mean, I guess we can drain the blood for now and figure out if it does anything later.
Sure.
Or at least some of it.
I mean, it's dripping out all over your deck. I'm not going to make you
It's
roll
getting
to try and
everywhere.
harvest that.
Other than that, I think all I want to grab are the claws.
All right. Anybody else want anything?
My thinking is just go for everything. We can solve the rest.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
cash.
Sure. All right. Yeah, Sadok, I assume, has a vested interest in those claws. Yeah, all right. So let's take this from the top of the list downwards. I'm gonna need. I will accept survival, medicine, or nature checks.
I have
For
very
harvest.
good
I've
survival.
got +7 to 2 of those.
No, I have +7 to survival, so.
I've got +7 to medicine.
All right. So it doesn't matter to me which one of you rolls, but I
Aid?
assume. Yeah, I assume somebody will be giving aid.
And guidance.
Guidance is also involved.
How many
and-
bardic inspirations you got?
I got 3.
All right. Oh, excellent.
Does Cristona want to take the lead on that then?
I would say yes, but it would take me forever to roll, so maybe somebody who can roll faster than I
Okay, I'll
can.
do the rolling then. I can't
Thank you.
inspire myself.
How
No,
about
you can stay.
Sadok's got medicine, I think,
yeah, I can do the rolling then.
which I will
Okay.
accept for
Already
this.
got guidance set up. So how many rolls am I making?
You're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. I guess we'll start with the claws.
All right. You
You have
successfully managed
advantage
to harvest.
for.
Oh,
You harvest both claws with a 20.
well, yeah, it would still be 22 with just advantage. I'll roll the rest with advantage. So claws, and then I guess, is there anything else anybody wants in particular?
Figured just go down the line.
All right. Let's do antenna next. 21, and then we'll go down the
21 will get you 3 of its int.
line. Okay. And then brain, heart, and lungs for the next 3. And then legs, chassis, and meat. And I guess we'll throw the inspiration on the last one.
Sure.
So 22.
Hey. So I think your lowest roll here is a 21.
Yep. That would be correct.
All right. So for the brain, you successfully harvest the brain and the heart and all 4 of its lungs. And that's up to the 29. And then we got legs, shrimp chassis, meat. I'm going to say you harvest 5 of its legs. You harvest most of its shrimp chassis, which I'm going to tentatively call I'm going to tentatively call 400 pounds. And then I'm going to tentatively call it 200 pounds of its. All right. So you go full monster hunter on this asshole. Strip him down to a shadow of what he used to be. Oh, and I'm going to go with you just through what drips out of him and onto the deck. You harvest, going to go with 4 liters of blood. Which is about a gallon for you freedom unit using people.
A little more, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. And I mean, I'm not going to make you roll to cut off its fucking head. You now
And we
have
got the brain out.
Ntongi
I'm
head.
assuming the head is sufficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's. I was never going to make you roll its head. It takes some sawing and some chopping, but you can definitely remove its head.
Okay, see about figuring out how to store all that stuff.
Good question. There's some room under decks that you can store stuff for at least days.
We need to buy some salt.
Yeah, I mean, I would
We need
assume
to buy
we
a
have.
shit ton of salt, but
Oh yeah.
A literal ton.
We get a bunch of salt water and then dry it up.
I have heat metal. I don't have heat water. If we got a big metal barrel. Bucket,
Just
I guess.
create or destroy water. You could destroy the water from the salt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can find a way to boil water with all the magic we have.
That's a point, but it's slow going.
Yeah, it'd be slow.
But I mean, it's something we do just like as we're traveling.
Yeah. Normally, too much salt in the water is the problem.
How far are we from, I guess, civilization at this point?
You are 3 days from civilization. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you have enough salt to reliably salt and preserve the heart, brain, the lungs. The claws and antenna don't need... Claws, antenna, and chassis don't need salting or preserving. Neither does the blood. It's just that you have 400 pounds of meat from this thing.
Well, 200 pounds, but yeah, that's a lot.
200. Why did I... Shit.
Because 400
200
for the
pounds.
chassis.
Yes, my bad. I misread what I wrote.
So we'll get what we can from desalination.
Now
All
we
right.
need to try our luck cooking now before it goes bad.
That's a point.
At the best,
start
Christona
with
could detect poison and disease after it's cooked and see what... Maybe be able to test it for that before people eat it.
I can purify food and drink if I prepare it. So starting.
I feel like
tomorrow.
doing that would remove the beneficial properties as well, though.
Probably.
Not necessarily.
It's kind of... I feel like it's kind of like fugu, where like if you don't prepare it just right, then you can kill yourself, but if you do it just right, it's really, really good, and you get some little bit of something without poisoning yourself. But at least with magic, you can tell whether you're about to poison yourself or not.
Reasonably close.
Question is, do we want to try it? If that's the case, do we just go back to, see about going back to Visharad first?
Well,
Because if anyone gets poisoned, we're gonna be... not gonna be able to do too much.
Well, I mean, we're also like a day or two out from Regilium at this point. We can just buy salt there.
You're 3 days from Regilium.
3 days. Wow.
So we wouldn't be able to...
I mean, we're still gonna be closer to there than we are to the Visharad.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
We may lose some of it that we can't salt in time or cook or whatever, but
that's fine.
yeah.
I think we just salt as much of it as we can now, along with the important organs, and then if it's still good by the time we get to Regilium, salt it then.
I figured if you're going to do that, then this is probably the time to try if we can magic our way to knowing a little bit better ahead of time if we're going to poison ourselves.
That's a fair point. Start cooking up some.
Like, it's not going to get any less poisonous or less bad for you as it sits.
No, unless we find some way to seep out the poison.
Exactly.
I mean, I can also would detect poison and disease work for like natural toxins?
I
For
mean,
the
I haven't
duration,
read.
you can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you.
Oh yeah,
You
for
can
sure.
also identify the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Yes.
So I could use that and determine what the effects would be.
Yeah. You could also use the effects to determine how potent it would be.
Cool. So I mean, we'll have to wait till the next morning, but I can do that.
All right.
Oh wait, you just mean detect poison and disease, right?
Yeah.
I have that.
I mean, do you have it prepared though?
Mm.
Because I don't. Like, it's a cleric spell that I can cast. I don't have it prepared at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I think I did. What's it doing? Because we were dealing with a lot of culty things, but the sheet says I do.
Well then, I guess we don't have to wait a day.
All right. You want to try cooking up some of it then, and seeing what the results are?
Sure.
Might as well.
Alrighty.
Does anyone have cooking proficiency?
Please tell me you have a cook on the ship. Come on, your shark would know how to do.
One of the sharks can cook it up for you at least. I'm
Do
I'll
at least
still not
do
sure.
medicine
Right.
things like herbalism kit type things to it, boil it.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what kind of check cooking is. I haven't been able to decide.
Okay, it's not like a explicit thing.
Yeah,
Survival, maybe.
Got survival, got medicine.
like I can see an
Herbalism.
argument for anything but like con.
I mean, I don't think it would be strength.
That's true.
It would be
The
dexterity.
sharks have the shark's best stat that isn't strength or con is dex, so I'm gonna say it's a dex check for them. There you go.
Yeah, it's good.
So the shark definitely cuts up a little bit of the Nutangi meat you guys harvested, and throws it in a stock pot, starts stewing it with some of the other aromatics they picked up in Draya. And a couple hours later, you have a Nutangi meat stew. Doesn't smell, despite his best efforts, and they were pretty good, it does not smell super good. This thing is fishy and salty and monstery all at the same time. All right, so you take a look. You basically, yeah.
No.
You take a look. It's you take a look. The meat is still poisonous. It's less potent than it was before, though. It could still potentially poison you. It wouldn't be as bad. You'd be much more likely to gain the beneficial effects of this than the detrimental ones.
May be good. May require help with poison if it poisons. We would be willing to try.
I don't have any anti-poison magic.
I I think the purify would be the only thing, but
Yeah, but that's more for like purifying it before you eat it.
Fucking hell. Protection from poison. Fuck. Which I don't have.
Why not just go for it?
Don't go for it. Why not?
All right.
Trying to become stronger. Gotta deal with the rot somehow. That's one way.
All right. Make a con save.
Inspired, if you like.
Probably a wise decision. This is not a con save you want to fail.
Wait, so actually, oh, it's good I didn't use it before, because I think what I will do is cast Guardians of Nature on herself before she eats. So skin starts turning a little bit more like the barkish, like fungus that's on her head, and then it's more like the stuff sprouts from it, but I get temporary hit points and I make con saves with advantage.
Ah. Nice. You're going for that sweet, sweet tree form.
Yep.
I approve.
I figured
Right.
it's a little more
You
fun
have
on her
Bardic
case, but yeah.
Inspiration. You have
Sweet.
Bardic Inspiration and Bless on this as well.
Please, please, please. Okay. Con's not my thing, but maybe it'll be okay this time. Yeah, as soon as this goes through, and then I will just roll in chat for the other stuff, because it seems to go a little bit faster.
All right.
Once it lets me.
As Christona casts Guardian of Nature, her oh damn.
That's good. Okay, plus... come on. Let me actually fucking roll. Let me click. Okay, roll 1d4, and then... Come on. Why you do this to me, roll 20? Okay. Roll 1d8. Fucking hell.
Well, at least you rolled well for your initial roll.
I should have gotten a guidance for that too.
That's for skill checks.
Oh, right.
Resistance for saves. But a 22 is good enough to avoid getting horribly, horribly poisoned. In your great tree form, you feel a bit of the poison, but you break it down no problem and power through it. And so, Christona, for the next... I'm going to say for the next 8 hours.
Fuck.
This is not a permanent increase, no.
Aww.
But for the next 8 hours, I gave you 200 pounds of this stuff. Did you think
Fair.
it was going to be a permanent increase? You could permanently increase like all of the sharks and the paladins and the druids with
Be
that.
fucking amazing. We gotta keep it.
No, for the next 8 hours, you have +2 strength. Every turn you start in water, you gain 30 hit points back. You also gain a swim speed of 30 feet. Swim speed equal to your walking speed. And true sight out to 30 feet.
Whoa. Just like wide-eyed looking around at things. Very peculiar, but good.
Okay.
Might try going over and just kind of jumping in the water and testing out the swim a bit.
Depending
Throw
on
a rope so she
how
doesn't
I
get
will
left
also.
behind.
Sorry.
Throw a rope out so she doesn't get left behind as the ship keeps sailing.
All right. I will also let you guys know right now, depending on how you prepare it and what you use it in. I'm just going to say you can get other effects out of this as well, either weaker or stronger.
We go full on food wars. We take it to Flavor Town. Holy shit!
It does not taste good. This is.
But it is a strong flavor.
It sure shit is.
Flavor Town would. Oh, I'm
like-
sure the rulers of Flavor Town would have a really strong hot sauce to take away the taste.
Yeah. There's like, I think it's in Greenland, they do a dish where it's meat fermented for 3 months in a dead shark's carcass or something.
Well, you're missing its. So you take the dead shark, the shark that is normally poisonous, like deadly. You dig a hole in the beach. You throw the poisonous shark carcass in there. You pee on it. You cover it back up. Let it sit for 3 months, and then you dig it back out and eat it.
Is that what the actual procedure is?
Yeah, I'm sure they don't use like actual urine at this point, but like that's the historical method of doing it. Yeah.
Wow.
I just want to know
Fucking
who's the first person to fucking eat that shit and why.
man.
Who's the first person to
Like,
think
what
of doing
sequence of
that?
events allows you to discover that recipe?
Thanks, I hate
you
it.
know, I don't want to know.
It's supposed to be really fucking like strongly flavored.
I
It's
would think so.
basically
It's
what.
Absolutely.
Use your
disgusting.
imagination to determine what that would taste like.
Ugh.
And that's what it tastes
You know it was
like.
somebody.
It is
You know it was somebody who was like messed up in the head, just like really wanted to be a gourmand, but also was into water sports.
I'm thinking they were drunk. There was a dead shark that decided to pee on it. All right, so far so good. It starts to stink, so you bury it. All right,
It works
fine.
for,
I'm wondering
jellyfish
why
thing.
someone 3 months later dug it up and said, "You know what we should do with this? Eat it."
Starving, probably. But yeah, you're probably right about the let's get drunk and pee on a shark bit.
Yeah,
I
probably.
can totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Welcome to your career in
honestly,
D&D,
if I found-
talking about being on sharks and eating it.
If I found a rotting dead shark on a beach when I was drunk, I would probably pee on it. To be
But if you dug one up, you wouldn't eat it.
no.
Possibly be that drunk.
Unless that was also
That
like
is
on a
a
drunken
new
dare.
level of drunkenness.
Like, you're that drunk, you also can't operate, food.
Or anything.
That's like
Common sense.
that's like a legendary Viking level of drunkenness, I think. The sort of drunkenness that people tell tales about for like centuries to come. The sort of shit that inspires legends about like Thor and stuff.
That's like a legendary hero on Fuck Island.
Drunkenness level, dug up a shark and ate it.
Man, I'm gonna write a fucking epic poem about this guy.
He's the mightiest of the fuckers.
Yeah,
Said fuck this and ate a shark and dug up.
it's even better because the fuckers are rabbits. Yeah, but yeah, that's what Nutongi meat tastes like when stewed.
Thanks.
Ah.
We hate it.
After you eat it as well, You are visibly more muscular. You have parts of your spores and of the mushrooms on you have, while you're under the effects of it, shift in shape a little bit to more resemble pieces of its shrimp body. And your feet are webbed.
Huh.
But yeah, that's what Nutangi meat does.
Chris swole now.
Yeah.
I forgot that you actually know what that's all about because you were there.
Yes, I know what Buffsky is. Anyhow, yeah. Anybody else want to try some of the stew?
Not today, but I feel like there's a future in jerky of this stuff.
An interesting idea. A very interesting idea.
Oh boy.
Something that we can eat immediately before needing to use it.
That is very true.
All right. Yeah, jerky I feel like would be high risk, high reward. End of things. Yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. So yeah, nobody else wants to try the stew. I'm hearing. So, let's onwards and outwards. What do you do with the rest of the body, actually?
Store what we can for now.
Right, but what's basically the husk left over after you've harvested
Dump it?
everything
Extra
on
and whatnot. Dump
Yeah.
them over, I guess.
All right. You push her off the
And thus we learned Natangi were actually like starfish and grew back from the pieces you threw out overboard.
Fuck.
That makes it easier to harvest the next one.
Not quite.
Oh, fuck, wait, no.
Too late. It's already overboard.
Yep. I mean, it's dead. It doesn't have a brain anymore, so hopefully it doesn't regenerate.
Has anybody read Worm?
No.
No.
Is that Orson Scott Card?
Sorry?
Who's the author of it?
No, it's not Orson Scott Card. It's a web serial.
No.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I read a book called Worm, but I'm pretty sure it's not the one you're thinking of.
Probably
I've
not.
played Worms Armageddon.
That's definitely not the one I'm thinking of. I'll link y'all to it. You may hate it, but it's long, but very interesting, I think. Yeah. So, anyhow, onwards to Regilium. Harvesting this thing took a while. I'm just realizing, but that is okay. We had a good time. Yeah, onward to Regilium.
Mm-hmm.
So, you sail the remaining 3 days without much incident. Sadok, you continue to feel the presence of something sleeping in your mind, but for the time being, it does not appear to be growing any more wakeful.
Thanks, I hate it.
That's just going to be the theme of tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, I hate it. All right, until eventually, you'll arrive at the island of Regilium. Welcome to Regilium. So, half of Regilium is dominated by its namesake city, a walled city placed upon the water, constructed mostly out of imported white marble for its largest ones. There's also a small slum directly adjacent to the docks, through which Regilium imports most everything besides food. The other half of the island is dominated by a single enormous mountain. As you sail by it, you spot a single small temple down at the foot of the mountain. As you come in closer, Regilium is a generally prosperous, very prosperous city. It makes its money off of trade of exotic goods and processing of them to become luxury items. And so as you come into the docks, you see ships from all manner of different cities and countries, all clamoring to gain pride of place, and all attempting to unload their goods and bring them into the vibrant markets of Regilium. So it takes you a couple hours, and one of the sharks pays a pretty hefty bribe to one of the dockmasters, but you do eventually secure a berth at the southern docks. Ahead of you lies the slums outside shouldn't say slums, less prestigious homes outside the walls of Regilium. Maybe an hour or two's walk beyond that from where you are now is the gates into the city. Around you, the houses are more wooden than stone, like it looks like they are in the city. People are a bit less well dressed, and they scurry, heads held low.
Okay. Well, first thing I want to do is look about buying some salt.
All right. So you're in the what the fuck? Okay. You're in the you're basically in the sailors district. So you find salt, no problem. You head to you follow your sailor's instinct and find yourself in a small marketplace clearly intended for bulk purchase of goods for sailors like yourself. And you spot one guy who is selling refined salt.
All right. I'll start haggling with him to purchase. How much meat was there?
200 pounds. I mean, I guess it's like 190,
Whatever. 200-ish pounds.
195.
Yeah, 200 pounds of salt.
He kind of leans in close to you. What are you looking at? 200 pounds of salt. That sounds about right. What do you give me for it?
Krishna's watching this very intently. It's been a while.
Well, shifting that much from you, I'm offering 7 gold pieces.
Make a persuasion check. 7 sounds just fine. He heads into a small hut behind him. Comes back out carrying several very large bags of salt.
That much salt
Carrying
is going
one
to come
large
in bad.
keg of salt. One large keg of salt. And he You have Bauer with you. Which Bauer, if you ever watch this, I swear that isn't intended as a slight upon your intelligence or any such thing. You are, however, the physically strongest member of the.
You can certainly roll the barrel.
Yeah, Bauer can roll the barrel around for you, no problem. So, he drops the keg for you to roll about as you wish.
Paying the money.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you.
As they're walking out, Gristona just looks over at Diggeroy kind of curiously, like, Diggeroy did not insult his children.
That only works sometimes.
We did not know that. It has worked so far.
He kind of shrugs.
We will remember that.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna get myself to the church.
All right.
Go ahead and report in about the cult activity that we busted.
Do you want the rest of the party to come with you for this?
If they want.
We want to
I'm
see the
not
soul enema.
opposed to it. But yeah, my main thing is I want an exorcism. One exorcism, please.
Okay. You head into the meet a lovely fellow called Father Giuseppe. And he looks at you. My son, what could you want an exorcism for?
Oh, the usual. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna deliver a full report on everything that went down at the last island, including the anima.
My son. Father Giuseppe looks like this sweet old little Italian priest, basically. But he is shook by your news. His eyes widen, and it almost looks like he physically rocked back on his heels a little. My son, are you insane, my son? You absorbed parts of his anima?
I mean, it's not like I meant to. Can we just get it out?
We may try. But who knows if we will succeed. Come, my son. Sit before the altar.
I will go and sit before the altar.
All right.
Just staring at this is going to be interesting.
Father Giuseppe steps briefly behind the altar, finds a bowl of incense. This is very inappropriate music for that.
I feel like this is the second time we've had an exorcism in this campaign. I'm trying to remember what the first one was.
Yeah, what was the first one?
Oh, I think it's when we were trying to get rid of the rot with holy magic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's less of an exorcism.
Yeah.
All right.
But as I was typing out the power of tear compels ye, I'm like, this feels really familiar.
Yeah, look back to the chat logs. Did you say that before?
Yeah. So Father Giuseppe heads back behind the altar. He finds some incense, lights it, and adds it to censer, I believe is the name for it, and begins to wave it back and forth in front of you. And he begins to chant in Celestial. My lord, great, my lords, great Tyr, strong Torm, merciful Ilmater, your son, your faithful servant, Sadok, has found himself under a powerful curse. I call upon you. Work through me. Drive this foul spirit from this place. Drive the essence of the betrayer from this faithful son of the blessed hands. The power of Tyr, of Torm, of Ilmater compels ye. Be gone, foul spirit! Be cleansed from this place of worship. He will smash you onto the anvil of a blessed light. And let your heathen soul find rest in the hells where it belongs. Be gone! And as he shouts the final begone, a flash of light emits from his hands and envelops Sadok. Now, Sadok,
Yes.
I need you to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Well. Sadok, as Father Giuseppe is attempting to exorcise the anima in you, and the light flashes from his hands, blinding you, you feel the thing that was sleeping in your head sit up abruptly, so to speak. And the light from Father Giuseppe that burns it screams in pain in your head. You take 9 psychic damage as the scream echoes through your head. But it does not drive him from it.
Well,
The waking presence in your head resolves into the shape of a man with brown hair, brown eyes, fair skin, wearing the robes of a cleric with the symbol of Trinity on them. He extends a hand and effortlessly cancels the power coming from Father Giuseppe.
Okay.
Then he looks. Doesn't look. He speaks in your mind. Try and burn me from your mind again, boy. Then I'll burn you from the inside out. Am I understood?
Trying to think how Sudoku would react to that. I think just with a hearty fuck you.
You give him a hearty fuck you back. What exactly do you say to him?
Fuck you.
That is indeed hearty.
Yeah. Yeah, well. I'm in you for now. And for that fuck you, he pulls out a knife. And within his brain and within your mind focuses a little beam of light of his own.
Well, since he's able to pull a knife in my mind, can I pull my crossbow and shoot him?
In your mind?
In my mind.
Sure. We resolve the presence in your mind resolves into the man, and he is standing on an open field across from you.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right. You want me out so badly, boy? Go ahead. Try it.
Make my day.
Yeah. Do we want to roll initiative, or are we just gonna roll attacks?
He's, well, he is more than willing for you to try and shoot him. Put me out of my damn misery. Come on. I'm waiting for it.
All right.
The 18 will not hit him. He sidesteps your crossbow bolt and dusts a little non-existent dust off his shoulder as he does.
Full Luke.
All right. Narrow my eyes. Bless myself. And let's try this again without the sharpshooter.
All right. .22 will hit him. Your attack sinks into his robes, detonates on him. He's bleeding a little bit. He looks up at you. Better. I think it's, unless I'm very much mistaken, my turn, though. Hey, Sadok.
Yep.
This is all happening inside your brain. So I'm going to let you choose whether you want this to be a dex save or a wisdom save.
Dex.
Dex? Alright. Make a dex save.
I am glad I blessed myself.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, that will actually save against his save DC. Yeah. He points a finger towards you. And a column of fire roars down from the heavens on top of you as he casts Flame Strike on you. So you'll take 22 damage halved.
I will go ahead and absorb that as well, so that goes down to just 5.
The first one is the fire.
What's the second?
So 6. You absorb 6 damage.
Well, but it's halved for me saving, and then halved from absorb.
Yes, but half of it's fire and half of it's radiant.
Ah, gotcha.
He's casting Flame Strike on you.
So 3
The first
and 5.
part is fire. The second part is radiant.
Yeah. So I absorbed 3.
You can't absorb radiant.
No. That's what I'm saying. I absorbed 3 of the fire, take 3 fire, and then take 5 radiant.
Okay. Cool. Cool. He looks at you. Look. I'm not happy about being in your head. I would also prefer not to die, though. Can we work out a compromise here?
Really can't. Which will include an extra 5 fire damage from that. And let's go ahead and throw another 2 shots in.
Meanwhile, the rest of the group is just watching this bless going on, just eating popcorn. Just eating salt from the keg.
The crit and the 20, both of those will hit him. All 3 of those will hit him. You stab him, and you put 2 shots into him, and he looks peeved. All right, boy. So many cleric spells, so few time. Snoke?
Yep.
I need to make a con save.
Oh.
Is that enough to beat his DC? That will actually meet his DC.
Still counts.
It does. Let's take half of that. That's a shitty roll for... Well, it's not a bad roll, I guess.
What kind of damage is this?
Necrotic.
Can't absorb that.
He grabs onto you and shouts, "Harm!" as he casts harm on you.
How's he looking?
Better than you.
Alright.
He is bleeding a little, but he's looking what's your hit point max right now? 52?
52. Current health is 10.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, so yeah, he's looking a lot better than you are. Look, all I want is to take a moment and talk to you. I am living inside of your head. I'd rather not kill you. Can you talk to me for just a moment?
So, before I answer him, an out of character question.
Sure.
So we talked about gate earlier and how it could take me like anywhere. Can I use that to take me to Ilmater?
Oh. Oh, this is not somewhere I anticipated this going.
Because basically, I just want to drop the gate underneath both of us. Like, literally underneath us so we fall into it.
Oh. See, that's a little more difficult because he is literally. This is still all inside your head. He
I'm
does
aware.
not physically exist.
Like, even if I do that, like, in real life, like, outside of my head, I think that's still what I want to do.
You want to cast Gate on yourself and take yourself to Ilmater.
At this point, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. This is happening. This is not where I anticipated this going.
I think Ilmater would be the best of the three. Let me double check them.
I mean, if this is martyrdom,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Ilmater would be the best one.
Alrighty. Now I have to go check. I need like a couple minutes just to refamiliarize myself with Ilmater and figure out what the fuck his home plane is.
Actually, no, you know what? Let's do Tyr instead.
Oh, good.
Same difference, right?
Yeah, I mean, I figure this might turn out a little bit more violent for me than I want, but
You don't fucking.
worth.
Might turn out a little bit more violent. Chooses Tyr over Ilmater.
Yeah, but still worth.
Oh boy. Alright.
You're gonna go down, you might as well go down meeting your god.
Well, Tyr is also like the only one who's appeared to my specific branch of the church.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
Mm.
I need. What the fuck is Tyr's home plane? And why are you. D&D Wiki, why are you being so difficult in it? Or sorry, Forgotten Realms Wiki, why are you being so difficult in informing me of this? Ah, Asgard. The core.
Surprise!
Okay, apparently Tyr has multiple realms. Alright, so we're not taking you to Asgard, unfortunately.
fine.
You have to go to Isengard.
No. So, from within your mind, you cast Gate. And a swirling portal of energy appears beneath you. And no one else present. I need to check.
So I was like looking to Degroy. Is that supposed to happen?
Not sure. Never been to one of these before.
Um. Okay. Gate lasts for up to
A
a
minute.
minute. So there is, in theory, a portal remaining there as long as you hold concentration on this.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to hold concentration for longer than it takes you to fall through this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well leave it open.
Sure. Okay. So you guys have a minute to decide. You guys have a minute to decide whether or not you want to proceed through the portal. During which minute, I need to figure out what the fuck is going to happen now.
Are we aware of the fact that it's a portal?
It is very obviously a portal.
I mean, we just came
It's
from
like
another portal, so.
swirly. It is swirly, and you can see a giant marble courthouse through the other end. There is nothing explicitly stopping you from stepping through it.
What's the father's reaction to this?
He's like, what the fuck is going on? Father
Fucking
Giuseppe
same.
Father Giuseppe is, he's done a few exorcisms in his time. He's never had one done where the exorcised person canceled out his exorcism and just kind of ignored it. And now a gate is forming under him to what Father Giuseppe definitely recognizes as the marble courthouse of Tyr.
Kristona has no idea what it is.
So you have 3 minutes while I figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say you
level
have until
one-
9:20.
Level 1 soul support couldn't help me, so I had my call escalated.
Wow.
That's how much call escalated as you showed up at corporate headquarters to bang on the door and complain there.
I would like to register a complaint. Can I see your manager?
I mean, technically he's my manager too.
Can I see my manager?
Or I guess really more like the CEO, not the manager.
I don't know what you do with your CEO. I got donuts with mine today. We went to Krispy Kreme.
Generally, working companies too large for that sort of thing to happen.
Yeah.
It's more like we're in the same room and there are donuts present.
I'm not sure I've ever been in the same state as my CEOs.
Yeah, my org's doing a thing with Krispy Kreme for a donation for a free donut. So it's like, yeah, okay, we'll go down. We'll have an exodus.
People around here were recently doing the Krispy Kreme challenge, where you run like 2.5 miles, eat a dozen donuts, and then run 2.5 more miles.
What?
The
That
most
sounds amazing.
disgusting thing ever.
Oh, I bet.
So, just as an FYI, if this changes your decision at all, you're going to the home of Tyr known as the Court, in which it is impossible to lie. In case
I'm
that
fine with
affects
that.
your decision at all.
I would not lie to Tyr.
That's fair.
If
That
anybody
doesn't
else
seem like
happens
a
to show up,
profitable
that's
thing to be
fine.
doing.
Like, even if it would be, I still wouldn't do it. I'm his priest. Why would I lie to my god?
Mm.
Why would you think you could lie to your god?
I'm informing you.
Still have no idea what that Kristen would do. Would depend on what Diggeroy and Bauer do.
Well, Diggeroy would ask, "What the hell is that?" to the priest.
Kristen was just pointing at Diggeroy.
All right.
What?
Let's get this show on the road. All right. Father Giuseppe, upon asked being what that is, will it is the court, the home of Tyr. I have never seen it before. It is beautiful.
That's very interesting. What's our friend doing there?
Why did Sadok go
looks
to
like
court?
It looks like he's created a portal there somehow.
He has a piece of betrayer in his head.
He did
Have
mention.
Trial for betrayer?
Perhaps.
Will he be safe there?
Either way. Sorry?
Will he be safe there?
Yes. Unless Tyr has to burn anima from him. He might not be safe from that.
Well, no, he wouldn't be. Would we be safe there?
Yes. As long as you are respectful.
That I can do.
Stone just blinks, gives a shrug. We have no qualms with the gods.
Right. Against my better judgment, I step through.
Yeah, what do we look like? Sadok? Let's go.
Sadok did mouth off to a piece of the Antichrist. So.
Yep.
Yeah, well, piece of the Antichrist shouldn't be inside me.
Well, you're the one who let it in.
I just did what the warden told me to do.
You let the Antichrist
She's
into your heart.
trustworthy.
It's a house guest who overstayed his welcome.
I guess we walk through the portal.
Right.
What is this world coming to when you can't trust weird archdruids who tell you to put things inside of you?
You've been doing too much carousing. Okay. The only thing that needs to happen here is that we go through the portal, followed by Bauer, who yells parkour, and then goes through the portal.
I mean, I figured that's what would happen as he entered.
Oh yeah, Bauer is going through with you. If you guys are going through it, Bauer will go with you, and he will absolutely yell parkour. I don't think he would even wait for the explanation of what the portal is.
Nah.
Parkour! Oh boy. Alright. Okay. So, you all step through the portal. Ahead of you lies a massive marble courthouse, done in the style of more or less a classical Greek, more or less classical Greek architecture. Lots of lovely pillars out front, an enormous, some may even say god-sized, set of stairs leading to an enormous set of wooden doors set with a golden knocker. Around the courthouse, there is a perfectly level plaza of marble. Beyond that is perfectly trimmed green grass. And beyond that is forest. In the distance, you see an enormous mountain that any of you would recognize as Mount Celestia from stories. You've never quite seen Mount Celestia in person before. The sun is shining. It is beautiful here.
Strona wants to be wide-eyed, but is slightly squinty because drow heritage a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
Would I know
Do
where?
I see or hear Sadok?
Sadok is standing there in the plaza in front of you. Sadok, you teleported here. You portaled here, sorry, just a moment before your compatriots arrived. In your head, the man there has dissipated. He is no longer corporeal mentally, but you can hear his voice. What have you done? Do you even realize what you've done?
I'm just gonna ignore him. Would I know where Tyr is likely to be, or where I should go? Introduce myself. Any servants?
Here is there are several various forms of angel and deva milling about the plaza. Some of them are reading, some of them are sitting upon benches. A few of them are flying through the skies above. But you're primarily a priest of Tyr.
Yep.
This is Tyr's court. Tyr is likely to be found in the courthouse.
I will start heading to the courthouse.
All right. Question. Does Sadok have a last name?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine. Just wondering.
He was an orphan.
Yes.
So yeah.
I remember that part. I just didn't remember if there was a last name mentioned somewhere that I didn't remember.
I never came up with one.
Okay, that's fine. So Sadok, you head towards Marble Courthouse, walk up the beautiful even stairs, and knock at the door with the golden knocker. It rings out with a boom as you do. Precisely 3 seconds after you knock at the door, it opens, and a deva towers over you. He kneels to your level. He kneels to your level and smiles at you. He's clad in armor, and he carries a hammer, and he wears the symbol of Tyr on a tabard on his chest. Sadok. He turns to you. Sadok. It is surprising to see you here. Why have you come to the House of Tyr?
Give a nice, deep, low bow. I seek aid from. I'm trying to phrase this. I'm just going to leave it at I seek aid. There is a piece of the betrayer inside of me. When we tried to exercise it, it turned violent.
I see. And you seek our aid. For what purpose?
Well, my original intention had been to remove it, but I trust in whatever aid you choose to give.
Come inside.
I will follow him inside.
You two, his companions.
Follow him in.
Stone will just bow her head like the people that were all around the city and just follow.
Alright, I need to find... Here we are. It takes you to a man, to an angel. Looks an awful lot like that, like the guy I just posted in chat. Large, feathery wings, an enormous greatsword that glows from within, dark brown hair, and the symbol of Tyr tattooed upon his chest. With it that you can see through the cleavage window of his robes. That is not a phrase I thought I'd ever use to describe an angel. The Deva bows to him as he enters. My lord, Adelum, this is Sadok. He comes from the world of Yualia, seeking our aid. Sadok, this is Lord Adelum. He is one of Lord Tyr's solars.
I will give him a bow as well.
The Deva retreats and leaves you alone with Adelum. Adelum remains silent for a moment and motions to the seats in front of the desk that he sits at. There's a large window behind him that provides a lovely view of Mount Celestia and lights the office with natural sunlight.
We'll take one of the seats.
He frowns a moment, conjures another seat, then reaches across the desk and puts his finger to your forehead, Sadok. Closes his eyes for a moment. His finger flares with a brief bit of radiant light. And in the seat that he manifested next to you appears the same man you saw in your head. He wears the sign of Trinity and a tabard on his chest. He has brown hair, brown eyes, square jaw, long nose, crooked from being broken multiple times. And he looks distinctly annoyed at what's going on here. You damned. Your name's Sadok, right?
Who's asking me this? The betrayer?
The Earth Dream. The guy manifested from your head.
I'll just kind of stare at him.
Of course you
Narrow
don't.
my eyes a little bit.
Of course you fucking don't. Alright, well. He gives a little wave to Bauer, Kristona, and Digroy. Hey, kids.
So just
The
kind of
solar-
blinks, but looks like it might be just because of the squinty from the light.
The Solar leans forward, interlaces his fingers together, and they'll speak in common for all of you to understand. Sadok, we are glad that you brought this man here. Thank you.
Nod. Glad to be of service.
We ask that you make a choice. The Earth Dream, his anima. It is within yours. Removing it may not be possible without removing you. Even for myself or our Lord. You are a treasured servant and instrument in a land where it is difficult for us to reach. We respect your service. We respect your duty and devotion. We would not wish to see you die. We have the power to burn him from existence. But it may burn you as well.
Um, trying to think how to phrase this. I am Tears to command. If he wishes me to return with this thing inside of me to continue his will, I shall do so. If he wishes me to, or if he deems it more necessary to burn it out of me, I'm willing to take the risk.
Tyr has offered a choice for you. We offer 3 choices. The first is the incineration. We will burn him from you, though we do not know what it may do to you. The second is that you return. Return to the place we need you most. To the hidden place beyond the stars. Or the third would be a trial. Tyr believes that Ilmater may be able to help. But Ilmater will not act without a trial to determine whether or not the Earth Dream is worth the destruction we seek for him. The solar grimaces a little. It's an unusual expression to see on him. He has always disagreed with our order, with your particular order. The left hand has always struck him as too extreme.
Not at that. What happens if Ilmater decides to spare the betrayer?
If Ilmater decides to spare it, then it will be Ilmater's to decide. He may leave it in your head, or he may remove it, seek to take it to himself, take it into his arms, as he does all broken things. Tyr respects your service, young Sadok. Has always respected your service. Through loss, you've continued to serve faithfully. And so he offers you the choice of what to be done with this fragment of the betrayer you've uncovered.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I think this is where we're going to end for tonight.
That's a good ending point.
I'm gonna leave you. This sounds like something that you're gonna take a little while to decide over.
Maybe. So I mean, like the real thing is, like all Sadok would really want to do is whatever Tyr and the angel think is the best
That one.
choice, whether that's doing this trial or just going back to Yualia with this thing still in my head. I mean, like, yeah, I kind of don't want this asshole talking to me anymore, but if it's more worthwhile just to go back to Yualia and continue my job, rather than risk Ilmater essentially pardoning this guy, I'm willing to do that. I would prefer to do that. Again, if that's what Tyr thinks is the correct move.
Tyr, given the choice, Tyr would burn him out of your head. All other things considered. But, like, okay, let me put it this way. Tyr wants to destroy him.
Right.
Um,
I mean, if the best move here is to burn him out of my head, whatever might happen to me, I'm also okay with that.
okay.
To be clear, Sudoku would die for this.
Tyr also, however, without giving too much, Tyr also wants. Tyr recognizes that you are a valuable servant. He does not want to dispose of you.
Right. That's fair.
And at the same time, Tyr is also a god of justice. So there is an aspect of him that Ilmater's proposal for a trial is somewhat appealing to him in that terms of that aspect of Tyr. So that he can have a firm basis for just annihilating him. Which is why he's left the choice to you.
Let's do the trial then.
Let's do the trial? All right.
Yeah. And, I mean, depending on how that goes, we might still have the option of just burning it out of me.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So we've taken a firm left turn from where I expected we'd be.
You're welcome.
This is I'm glad. This is good. Yeah, okay. This was a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah. Okay. I need to get writing if we're gonna have a fucking trial next week. That is not that's not something I can wing.
Oh my god, does that mean like, is Ilmater like Edgeworth? Do we get like full on Ace Attorney?
Oh god. Objection! Take that! I think I have a soundboard for that somewhere.
Yes. Hold it!
Yeah, I thought this session would be wrapping up with you guys carousing in Regilium. But
well, Sadok did go to the Golden Knocker.
okay. So yeah, this is oh, this is gonna be a thing. All right. Oh, I have to set in stone and formalize a great bunch of things, and I have to. Yeah, okay, I can tell you this without telling you, without giving too much away. Um, I did my best to drop what was relevant about it. Um, hmm, yeah, tier. Basically, all the gods, but um, the ones who created Yualia have their influence significantly dampened there. Um, like they can grant clerical powers and everything still, obviously, but they can't directly manifest there. They're extremely limited in the power that they can give to in the power that they can spread amongst their clerics. They're limited in the number of champions they can choose. Um, there's a lot of limits to gods that aren't Atula or Gamir, basically, in Yuelia,
Right.
which is part of why Tyr is very keen to keep you there.
Understandable.
You're very useful to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're still with Adelum, either now or while waiting for Ilmater stuff to happen, there's something I want to ask him in Celestial.
Sure.
PM you.
I will PM you a response to that.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So yeah, that's our session for tonight.
Nice.
That was a thing.
I can't wait for Chris to get back next week and like, we're where? Like, it's okay,
Yeah.
it's okay, you parkoured into the god's realm.
Oh, I was expecting that gate use to last like many, many more sessions. I was not expecting you to use it immediately.
I mean, I wasn't expecting me to use it that quickly either, to be honest.
Fair. Okay. So yeah, yeah, I guess nomination. Who had it last? I don't think
I
it
think
matters.
it was
I kinda
me.
I think it was Bauer.
Wait, was it? Oh,
I think
did not get updated?
maybe?
I have Persona last.
Ah.
I think
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's kind of
Yeah.
obvious at this point, because holy fuck.
Yeah, Jesus fuck. Alright. Alright, waiting. Fuck.
You didn't want me to gate into my god's home. You shouldn't have given me gate.
No, that's very fair. I just did not expect it in this particular circumstance, for this particular purpose. Oh. Alright. Alright. Good session tonight, guys.
Yes, thank y'all.
Yeah.
Way to run with that shit.
Alright. Yeah. I'm gonna get to work then. Damn.
What was the name of the monster in the beginning again?
I will put it in chat.
Oh,
That's in
yeah, the thing? Oh, that's in Tongi. Yeah, you can see the spelling of it up toward, well, not this map, but the main map. Though we can't see the main map at the moment, so. Oh, there we go. Nutangi Ocean. Up top.
It's literally the thing that the ocean to the north of Aventine is named after.
Yeah, I can remember that, but I couldn't remember the name.
It's not that thing. It's not the sea serpent. That's
Okay.
just something with the map making service.
Okay.
It comes with Incarnate, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I literally went looking for fantasy mantis shrimp or to fucking throw at you guys. I
Sweet.
found, you know how there's that fucking checkered background on some on images to let you know that like the background's not there? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I found a fucking image with the background added in as part of with the like checkered background added in as part of the image. That's what the original fucking image for that for the Nutangi was. I was surprised, to be sure, and not the welcome kind. I'm gonna
Yeah.
link you guys.
What?
Yeah, that does not have the right feel for what we're looking for.
See, I saw
No, not that. No, not for that, but I just found it. I'm just like, huh.
I actually saw that exact art, and I looked at it, and I'm like, that could be it. But I don't really think that a Nutangi should have tits.
What? That makes you sexist.
It's an asexual mantis shrimp monster.
I am also an asexual mantis shrimp monster.
You're not a mantis shrimp monster.
Yeah, that race is OP. You're not allowed to play that.
No, I just meant me. I'm at least one part of that.
Yeah. That's Worm. Which is at least part of where the inspiration for this whole fucking things comes from.
Nice.
For their powers comes from. Yeah. God, this whole fucking thing is gonna. There's a whole bunch of meta plot things that I was going to like drop on you guys later, and now I'm gonna have to pull them out in the middle of this fucking trial.
Well,
Congratulations, you've derailed things. Are you happy now?
I mean,
Actually,
is it
yeah,
so much?
you're doing a great job. We're having an awesome time. It's
Yeah. Also, is it so much derailed as like just took a shortcut?
It is more took a shortcut. That's true.
found the top of the Mario Brothers map and just ran across it.
You're basically doing what I did as a child, which was start every map in Super Mario I think it was Super Mario Bros. 3 with a cape feather and just flew across the entire fucking as opposed to actually interacting with any of the challenge of the stage.
There was a Nutangi.
But yeah.
Well, at least we're not making friends with everything.
I'm not sure you could have made friends with that thing. You certainly could have tried.
We could have talked to it at least.
Yep.
You could have. Because you picked up deep speech in like
Just the right time.
literally just the right time. I figured like, it's a monster. It comes from like deep in the ocean and it's weird. It probably speaks deep speech. But I literally went through your character sheets a few hours ago and was checking to see if any of you spoke deep speech.
Yeah, I just added.
nobody speaks deep speech?
It's less for like things from the deep ocean though, and more for like mind flayers and beholders.
Yeah, I know. But at the time I was making this monster, I thought for some reason I had it in my head that the only thing Krakens actually spoke was deep speech.
Hmm.
Out
Uh,
of place for them to speak deep speech.
sorry?
It makes sense that they would speak deep speech.
Yeah.
They
Krakens.
don't, though. Krakens don't
really?
speak any languages. They have 120 feet of telepathy, but no actual spoken languages. Fun fact. They understand like 6, though. Yeah,
I think we've got almost all the exotic languages wrapped up now.
probably.
Kind of, maybe.
Except for like weird beast folk.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, at least of the ones like in the PHP.
Yeah.
Because I've got Abyssal, Celestial, Deep Speech, and Infernal.
I have
I think
Primordial.
Bauer's
You
got
get Primordial.
Draconic.
Yeah, I have Draconic.
Bauer also has Draconic.
Kristona's got Undercommon. I guess, do we have Sylvan?
No.
So that's the only one we're missing.
Well, you won't. Shit, you may not. God, depending on how the trial shakes out, you may not even meet. I had some plans for a Fey encounter down the road in like wild space, but now you may not even get there because you've handily bypassed a bunch of things.
I mean, I may also not get there because I may be dead.
Well, yes, you may be dead.
Literal god mode.
You may be incinerated by your god in holy fire at the end of next session. So, you know.
It will be glorious.
Yeah, but so will like the main enemy of my like entire religion. So worth.
So will a chunk.
A piece of it, yeah. It's still out there.
I mean, still worth.
All right.
You'll destroy one Horcrux, which is yourself. Congratulations, Harry.
Like I said, worth.
All right.
And hey, if I do die, then out comes the Necromancer.
Fuck!
See, when you say things like that, it makes me want to kill Sadok.
Oh boy. Isn't a necromancer really just a vampire when you think about it?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, the Necromancer doesn't have to be undead themselves.
Yeah, you sent me a draft of it, and there's actually a place in the world.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
not
like I
me.
actually have this character mostly built out.
Yeah, like from your draft actually fits a place I had planned for near where Kristona's from. You just need a reason for like being in the. You'd need a reason for being in the Four Skull Strait, but that's we can work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're only Chris Swolna you're actually no longer Chris Swolna unless you're
I know.
continually eating that.
It was worth it though.
It is. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. I need to get writing, and I need to get working on the rest of my work. But yeah, great session, guys. I had a great time. And yeah, we'll see you next week for the trial of the century.
Woo.
Awesome.
Later.
Later, guys.